What's up, guys? OldManTup coming at you today with the Bucktooth Bucko Nation, waving the banner high. And we're going on with our Week 3 match against the other 2-0 team in our division, Gym Leader Gio and the San Fransisco Gientes. Now, this is team preview. If you didn't watch the team builder, I don't blame you because I got it up super late. It's probably actually going to be going up after I record this video, because I haven't gotten that far yet. I went and did something stupid and got something like this, and now I can't stop playing it. So, shameless plug there. Did I hold that upside down? Maybe. It's Overwatch, and I can't stop playing it, and it consumed my entire night, which was supposed to be dedicated to making these videos. Anyways, you don't care about that. We're going to take a look at this team. Manaphy, Cresselia, Entei, Chestnut, Zapdos, and Ditto. Some of what we expected, some of what we didn't. Even with the team matchup this week, I didn't expect to see Cresselia. We planned for it, but we didn't expect to see it. It was something we couldn't avoid planning for. He brought Chestnut, which I was a little surprised about, considering we normally have Mega Pidgeot, but especially since the only real answer on his team to Mega Pidgeot is Zapdos. I really regret not bringing that now. Wow. Wow. That sucks. Big wieners. But anyways, we're going to take a look at the team. Manaphy, got to watch out for that. We want to see if it's a leftover set as soon as we can to tell whether or not it's the possible Calm Mind subset, which I can't stand sub-Manaphy. He's got Cresselia, which is going to be fat and bulky, so we need to keep the sand up as much as possible. Cresselia and Chestnut, that is a thing's name, right? Chestnut. Both have the weather-dependent healing move, so the longer we can keep the sand around, the better. There's Entei, who's just always scary. I expect a banded set. I don't remember if I said that in Team Builder or not, because Banded Set just destroys my team, especially late game extreme speeds. So we got to watch out for that too. We want to keep Excadrill as healthy as possible. Zapdos is just Zapdos. It takes hits for days. And my dog's rolling on the floor, freaking me out. And then we got Ditto, who's always a problem. So hopefully the team prep we did for that will help us out. So let's dive right into Week 3 of the GBA Clash of the 2-0 teams. And we're playing Geo. And yeah, fun and things. Be sure to stop by the GBA shirt shop. Link will be in the description. Pick up your official Pittsburgh Pirattatas shirt. And if you do, send me a picture on Twitter and you will make it into one of these videos. Every person, or if you want to create fan art for the team, I am more than happy to show every single piece of fan art that comes across my desk and or my Twitter that represents Pittsburgh Pirattatas, because I think it's important if you guys put time and effort into enjoying these videos and doing something to show your love for these teams, that it should be rewarded with a little bit of show. Want to throw some thank yous out here. Juancito Marvel for recording the video, and Black Snorlax for genning my team. So thank you guys. So we're going to lead with Cinnamon here because we believe it's the best. Even if he leads with Ditto, all he's going to see is our set, which is nothing special and doesn't tell him what we are. Not a Will-O-Wisp set. We're a Volt Switch set. We're a Thunderbolt, Overheat, and Pain Split. Now, I don't know if he expected me to switch out there, but I mean, there's nothing he can do to me at all. Maybe he's gauging to see what set we are. But we are just going to straight Volt Turn out of there. I figured he'd have the Scarf, so we'd be slower and get out. He didn't bring Nidoking, which is nice, because we can Volt Switch freely. So we're going to bring in Winston here. Even if he overheats and burns us, that's not bad, because we brought the Facade over Stone Edge this week. So he's going to switch out, and he's going to go into DDG. I don't know what that means. It probably means I'm a giant douchebag for drafting Cresselia. And I'm just going to set up the rocks. And I really wish I would have brought Roar this week. It would have really helped me out. Even if he's packing the Ice Beam, I could have taken one and roared. Unless this thing was like straight up offensive and destroyed me. Gonna set up the Reflect here. Was not expecting that. He's got the leftovers and not the light clay. So we know that's not going to last the extra turns. It is limited to 5, which is excellent. Got the leftovers on our specially defensive Rotom Heat. So he's got the Reflect, so I doubt he's going to have Calm Mind, because if he does, that's going to limit him to 2 other moves if he has Recovery. And I'm just going to go for a T-Bolt here to gauge the damage, and we get a Paralysis here, which is fantastic, because the more that's going to help us take this stupid thing down, the better. Going to go for Psychic, so we can gauge almost this entire set now, and based off the damage, we can more or less guarantee that is especially defensive Cresselia. Especially after we saw the Reflect, which would allow it to take harder hits from things such as Heracross and Excadrill. Gonna go into Zap Zap here, and I really at that point contemplated going for the Overheat, predicting this to come in, but I just went for the Pain Split because anything on his team coming in would have more health than me, and I would take anything down. And because Cresselia has so much more base HP than Rotom, it would have taken down to like half health, which would have been fantastico. That's not going to happen. He's going to stay in here, and I'm pretty sure he's just going to want to defog the rocks away. We're going to be slower because we have absolutely no speed investment. And if I remember correctly, we just Volt Switch out of here. That's what we do, keeping the initiative on our side, putting him down to about half health, which is great. Now we're going to bring an A-Train in here, because a Psychic will wreck this thing, because we believe at this point it is physically defensive because of the Cresselia being especially defensive, and it just the damage and everything was taken. Now he's going to go out into DDG, which is the Cresselia again, and I had to go for Psychic there because I couldn't risk a kill on one of the few things that Excadrill is going to have trouble with on this team. Unfortunately, Sandstorm was going to slowly whittle down Azelf here, and A-Train is going to be taking a little bit of damage. We got the Expert Belt here, and the Reflect is going to wear off. Now, I go for the Signal Beam because I want to gauge the damage and see what he can do. He's going to go for the Moonlight, and that's only going to give him the 25% back because of the Sandstorm, which is just excellent. Now, that puts him in a range that 2 more would have killed him if the Sandstorm would have stuck around. But it didn't, and that was just, bad things. So I want to go for a Signal Beam here, just to see what he's going to do. I didn't want to get too cheeky with predictions or anything. Now he's going to hit us with an Ice Beam, and that's not going to do a lot. Now, another Signal Beam right here will kill. And I should have gone for Psychic, because Psychic just wails on the rest of his team. But I expected him to do that and go out into possibly Ditto, even though taking a Signal Beam to the face would have been good and killed it. My brain wasn't working there. Now, at this range of health, it was possible to survive a non-banded Extreme Speed. But the fact that that killed me guarantees that he is running the Expert Belt. Or, Choice Band. And that was not good of me to let Azelf go down at that point. But again, I didn't want to risk a chance at getting to get huge damage on something. Instead, I just lose them on, and that's just, I'm playing stupid. Go for the Volt Switch there. He Extreme Speeds a second turn there. Got to turn my phone off. And get a crit on the Volt Switch out. I go into Excadrill. He switches straight out because that Extreme Speeds does nothing. And I set up the Substitute. This was meant for... The Substitute was meant for if he wanted to counter sweep me with his thing, Ditto, and it being Scarfed and Earthquake me, I would have 1 turn protected by the Substitute and be able to Earthquake and kill him in return. But that didn't happen that turn. He brings out Optimus Vine, which is an excellent name for a Chestnut. even though I don't like Optimus Prime. But yeah, we do virtually 0 damage to him. And he's gonna go for the superpower here, and I didn't really have a good switch in at that point at all. And superpower is gonna take out Rotom Heat, which makes me sad, because we're starting to run low on things that can stand toe-to-toe with Manaphy. We have Jellicent here. Now, this is our max speed, max special attack Jellicent. And I want him to think that this is a wall. So I set up the Toxic Spikes. And had I gone for the Sludge Wave there, it would have been a 2-hit KO. And this Paralysis wouldn't have mattered. But the Paralysis is going to come through. And he's not going to be able to get a Moonlight off. And he would have been able to wall me for days had he. But Cresselia is going to go down here. I would feel bad that it died because it was a Paralysis. But it's Cresselia. And that thing can go straight to the 4th layer of Hades. And push the rock up the hill with that dude. Now, I just want to stay in and gauge the damage that I can do with this Sludge Wave, and kind of hoping to poison it at the same time, I'm not going to lie. So I see that's not doing enough damage once the leftovers and the Roost. I'm losing this battle. Go for a Scald, hoping to get a burn. Not going to snag it that turn, unfortunately. So he is just putting himself all the way back up to full health. And I'm just like, bollocks. That's no good. So we've seen Roost and Defog on this thing so far. It hasn't attacked us yet. So we don't know if it's got Volt Switch. We don't know if it's got T-Bolt. We don't know if it's got Hidden Power Ice. We don't know if it's got Heat Wave. Probably Heat Wave. To be able to 2-shot Excadrill. He's going to Defog here, which is going to get rid of my Toxic Spikes, which is unfortunate, because that really would have helped me whittle down that stupid Chestnut. Yeah, so I bring Winston back out here, so it's going to start neglecting his leftover recovery. And get some of these things a little bit farther down. He's going to bring Manaphy out, and I'm just like, okay. I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks here. And at this point, unless he's specs and max, like modest specs, he can't one-shot me. He's going to set up the Tail Glow here, and I know an Earthquake is going to do in the range of 40 to 50%, unless he's like fully invested in HP. And it looks like from that damage he may be. We don't see the leftovers, so we don't think he's a subset, but after the Tail Glow, he's going to be able to one-shot us there, and we did not have a switch. I could have gone into Jellicent, but it had Tentacruel. Have I been calling him Jellicent the whole time? Oh my god, I'm stuck in last season. Ugh, this is the first time we brought Tentacruel, and we're calling him the wrong thing. So we bring out Excadrill, and he's going to go into Optimus Vine. And I'm just going to set up the substitute again because I don't want him getting cheeky and making goofy plays. But this thing appears to be the standard. When Excadrill comes in, this comes out. And I toyed with the idea of bringing Aerial Ace on this because of what it would do. And I should have, but I didn't. So he's got Woodhammer here. And my substitute's going to fade. And he's taking recoil damage from that. And another X-Scissor plus recoil damage is going to straight up kill him. So I'm going to set up another substitute here to see what he's going to do. Because if he tries to straight out attack us, like going for a superpower again, that would have been bad news bears. But he makes the smart play, knowing that he would have survived an X-Scissor, and just goes for a Synthesis. And that's going to take him out of the range of where an X-Scissor is going to kill, unless we get like super crit. And that isn't the case. And he's just going to continue to synthesis, and he is synthesizing. He is getting more health back than we are doing damage. And now the sandstorm has subsided, and I played way too passive here. Now he's going to reveal his last move, and that's Spiky Shield. So he's got Woodhammer, Spiky Shield, Superpower, and Synthesis. Now, what would have been really good against this? Rotom Heat, but it died. So, little late to find out the last move on there and be able to preserve Rotom Heat to just pretty much destroy this thing's face. But he's just going to be able to Synthesis and get damage back. I don't know why, but I had in my head X-Scissor had a high critical hit rate. But, as you will see, that does not happen in this match. So I'm pretty sure I was mistaken on that account. And I'm just waiting. Please, let me get something good here. He's going to Wood Hammer, and again take recoil damage, which is going to be virtually nothing. Because it only takes, like, I think, a third of the recoil, and a third of the recoil at 25% of my health isn't much. So, now he finally took out our substitute. We're going to switch out here, and we're going to go into Jade. Because this thing really can't touch Jade at all. His Wood Hammer is going to be doing negligible damage. And we can next to one-shot him with Sludge Wave. And something I realized, unless he sends out Ditto against this thing, Sludge Wave hits everything on his team for at least neutral damage. So that is our play to make until something else comes up. We're going to go for the Scald here because I kind of thought he might get cheeky and go out into Tentacruel, and I was hoping to snag a burn, which doesn't happen again. Going to go for the Sludge Wave. Just to gauge how much damage we're going to get. And he's just going to Roost off, and I kind of thought maybe if he had attacked us that turn, we would have been able to take it out with 2 Sludge Waves, but that isn't going to happen. And Zapdos is just going to keep roosting itself back to full health. And we go out into Kruger here, kind of thinking that he might T-Bolt, and he just goes for the Heat Wave. I'm just like, why did I do that? That was just stupid. And I lost one of the things on my team that can hit this. So we're going to go out into Hercules. Finally bringing in Hercules. And I should have used him a long time ago. And the only thing left on his team that can take a Stone Edge is this thing. I mean, Stone Edge walks through the rest of his team. I'm going to go for the Stone Edge here. That isn't going to do hardly any damage, nor is it going to snag the crit. And we're going to go back out into that. Dang it. I did it again. Tentacruel. And he's going to Spiky Shield there, but that isn't going to matter. And he just has too much left on his team that he can pivot back and forth to take out my last 2 Pokemon. Luckily, my Stealth Rocks are still up, so I guarantee at least one of these turns he's going to defog. We're going to Sludge Wave, maybe hoping to snag the 10% poison. Not going to happen. I'm going to go for the Sludge Wave here. If he attacks me or defogs, it will put him in the range another one should kill. He's going to T-Bolt me here. I know I can survive one of these based on the damage he's doing, and I'll kill him with another one. But he paralyzes me. A Sludge Wave on anything else on his team is a guaranteed 2-shot or 1-shot on anything else he could bring in. So I was guaranteed to kill at least one more Pokemon on his team than I did at this point. Because had he switched out, nothing takes a Sludge Wave. Or 2. If he stayed in, Zapdos died. And it would have been so much easier had I not gotten a 10% paralysis chance. And nothing I can do about it. He just... Yeah. I was so disgusted when that happened. So freaking disgusted. But, yeah. I'd say turnabout fair play with what happened to Cresselia. But I think this was a little bit more crucial point in the match. And it just aggravates the crap out of me. So all we have left is Heracles here. And I went for Stone Edge. I should have gone for... I'm Scarf, so I mean I can't switch my attacks. I should have went for the Mega Horn here for the simple fact that I knew he was going to switch. And if he didn't, I don't think Heat Wave could have one-shot me. And at that point, 2 Mega Horns from an Adamant Max attack might have been able to take it down with a little bit of luck on the rolls. So, my fault for not going into or going for the Mega Horn or Close Combat, one or the two. Because Close Combat walks through the rest of his team anyways, but makes me susceptible to dying to Extreme Speed from Entei. But, yeah. So, this is going to go on, and he's just going to... He can't hit me hard because I resist his 2 attacks. And he's just going to slowly beat me, and I'm going to hit all of these stone edges, and not a single one of them is going to snag a crit. And he's just going to keep wood hammering me until I die. So, I think I'm to the point, this is my last stone edge. And I use it and miss. Like, salt in the wound. It's like, dang it, man. So, and more salt, he crits me with a wood hammer. Not that it mattered for the very end. So, Gio is going to sit atop the division with a 3-0 record as we fall to 2-1. But, I mean, Gio is probably hands down got the best team in the league. I mean, his first match, he 4-0'd Dan. His second match, he 6-0'd Cooper, who 6-0'd us our very first game of the GBA ever. So, there's no shame in losing to Gio, and I don't want to say I'm upset, but a 5-0, in my opinion, doesn't show how good I feel this match was. But then again, I'm bitter as pickles about that paralysis at the end. Not that it's Gio's fault. He didn't control any of that. Gio's one of the coolest dudes, so don't give him any hate. As a matter of fact, go show him some love. All of his information will be in the description down below. Go over, tell him he's great, but the Pirattatas are greater. So, anyways, thanks Gio for this awesome match. It was really a good match, and your prep was just superior to mine this week. So, my hat's off to you, sir. So we fall to 2-1. Now, where do we go from here? Next week, we play Sam in the Newcastle United. Now, some people have been very harsh in the criticism about the unorthodoxness of Sam's team, but Sam is one of those Pokemon savant type people who, when it comes to anything Pokemon, it just clicks and he's good. I don't know what his record is at this point. I really should have checked that before this match. I know he lost his first match of the week, or first match of the season. I don't know what happened last week. I was really busy this week with 12-hour shifts and Overwatch, so I didn't watch any of the matches, I'm not going to lie. But anyways, this has been OldManTup, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this battle. Click a like if you enjoyed it, click a dislike if you didn't enjoy it. I'm impartial, and it's a free country, internet, whatever, you can do whatever you want. This has been OldManTup, and next week we will be playing Sam, aka Fufu, and the Newcastle United for our Week 4 matchup, and hopefully our 3rd win. Alright guys, this has been OldManTup, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.